Hello, how are we all? It's ages since I've done anything like this. A live stream of hobbying. It's far too long. All I seem to do is live stream to the Cosmic Council, and I was supposed to do one the in-between weeks as well. So this is the first one, hopefully, of many where I'm back at it. We've got joiners already. Ben's here. Hello, Ben. Martin, I knew you two would be here. Look, you're already chatting amongst yourselves as well. You're early. You were early, were you? Well, Martin, thank you very much, because obviously you're the guy who has handed me this Yak Face figure to paint for you. I primed him. I've just used Wraith Bone because I figured it was quite close. I thought it might be quite close to the actual skin colour of Yak Face, and then when I sprayed it, I was like, oh my god, do I need to paint this? This could be a very, very short video. We'll see. Well, stream, not video. We'll see, won't we? Ben's sure it's going to look cool. Josh is with us. Hello, Josh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I suppose I better get with it. Yeah, we are painting. I am painting a Yak Face figure. It's a 3D printed one. I did assemble it slightly, not all the way, just to show you it there. But you can see how it's assembled. It's just like that. It's pretty cool, actually. I like how they've taken Lego peg ideas, for connecting. I think it's really, really clever, is that, like, techniques. Yeah, he's amongst yourself. I'm going to have to stop putting up messages like that. Right, I'm going to turn the camera down so that we can actually see. So, excuse the shaky cam for a minute. There we are. And then I'll bring it down a little bit closer. I've got a light attached to it as well. I'll try and straighten it up because you don't want it wonky, do you? How's that? Will that do? That should do the job, doesn't it? I know it's upside down. It's upside down. I couldn't figure out how to do it the other way around because then I would have been upside down at the beginning. So I've only pulled out 4 paints. I have got my entire paint stash beside me as well. But I pulled out Wraithbone because I'm probably going to need to touch up bits. In fact, you can already see bits. Where? There. See bits there. Although, yeah, that's going to be this colour. That said, the shoulder parts there and his torso, I always noticed it's not the same as the skin colour. I do have my own Yak Face here, just so that we can compare colours and try and get them as close to this as possible. If I have to mix, I have to mix, but just to give you an idea, look how close that is. I mean, bearing in mind that's actually that colour plastic, and you always get a difference in plastic and paint. And you'll never match up. But I'll see if I've got something that'll get closer. But if not, that's already a good start. But you can see that his jacket, so shall we call it a jacket? His tunic, that is a very slightly different colour to his skin. So I'm going to have to try and match that. It's got like a tinge of yellow, so I might try mixing just a little bit of yellow in with some of this to get there. We'll have a little play around. That might be the first thing I do, actually. That might be the first thing I do. But I know for Martin's purposes, it's probably not going to be too fussed as long as I can get it somewhere near. I've pulled out Incubi, Darkness as a Citadel colour, because that looked very close to that. In fact, on camera, it looks almost identical, doesn't it? Look at that. Very, very close. Obviously, black, because we need it for his eyes. That'll be the last thing that I do. And I've got Codex Grey here. I think that's an older colour now. Because that looked quite close to his the grey that's here and here. Which I think, if anything, it might just need a very slight touch of brown to be added to it. If you can see what I mean. But like I said, I do have my entire paint stash beside me. They're just the ones that I expect to be using. Right, let's try and mix in some of this now. Shall we? I'm going to move my Yak Face. I don't want to be getting I don't want to spill paint on my actual vintage Yak Face, do I? Now I've already given them a good shake. What's people saying? Martin's agreeing it is damn close, is that? Yeah, it is very close. I mean, you've got to bear in mind as well, on this, you've got 40 years, 45 years worth of muck. I mean, it's cleaned up quite well, but, you know, in here, I haven't gone to it with a toothbrush, whereas that's clean. Obviously, it's brand new. So, yeah, take that into account as well. Let's try and get a blob of that. Go on, drip off. Drip, drip, drip. So if I end up spilling a pot of paints. It's coming. It's coming! This is where we spend most of our time. Come on. Right now, I'm going to have to dip the brush in. It's a bit too thick, is this? Yeah, we'll have the thicker brush. I'll get another little blob of it, I think. I do have to bear in mind as well, the paint might dry fairly quickly because it's so damned warm at the moment. It's a good thing, you know, it's a nice warm time of year, isn't it? Let's just try having a little touch of this in there. A touch of Evelyn Sunset. So I need top of the shoulders, don't I? I'll probably take a couple of coats as well of each colour that I use. His arms are going to be blue, darker colour, so I can go over onto them just a little bit to make sure I get the colour coated, can't I? Should have had some music playing for this one, shouldn't I? Now, admittedly, one thing that I did completely forget to do until after I'd sprayed this is I wanted to sand down these little nubs. If the camera will pick it up. No, it's not having none of it, is it? There's some tiny little nubs where the 3D printing, what they call it, the supports were still on. I did mean to sand that down. I completely forgot until after I'd primed it. And I was like, ah! But we'll see what it's like when it's done. We'll see what it's like when it's done. I'm trying to move everything aside. I wonder if we'll get anyone. I haven't looked at the chat actually. I wonder if we'll get anyone popping into the live stream to go mad at reproducing original Star Wars figures. It shouldn't be done. Put your hand in your pocket and buy original. Did I remember to do inside the arm? I did actually, yes, I did. Torso then, is it? Do we think I've mixed enough paint? So how excited are you about this then, Martin? Hmm? All being well, when you visit me on Saturday, you will have your yak face. Yeah, too warm. They can bore off if they pop up in it. Yeah, they certainly can. He's very excited. He's been looking forward to this. It's very good. Oh, I don't mind. It's to be honest with you, something like this is something I've meant to do for quite a long time. I am going to have to mix some more paint. I'm not going to get it exactly the same, am I? Oh, Gareth, you numpty. Even on a wet palette, it's just drying out really quickly. Just try and mix in a little touch more water in with it. Just to try and make it go a bit further. I can at least get one coat. Come on. Lesson learned, next time mix twice as much. It's just... That is so close. I think that's a little deeper. I'll have a blue tack to hold that down, aren't I? But I think it's going to dry very quickly. Saturday can't come quick enough. Do you look forward to it every week? It's like your day out. Spend a couple of hours at Cosmic Toys. It is. It's nearly here. Hello, Mario. How are you? Are you well, sir? And we've also got a Gap in the chat. Hello, Gap. How are you? Hey. Now, that's how warm it is in here. It's actually dried the paint in my brush. This was a brand new brush. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Oh, that's, good dollop out this time. Where's that yellow? To be fair, this yellow is dead. Look at that. You can't really tell, but it's all lumps. So I think I'll put that one aside and go in the bin. And I'll use this one. This is going to need a good shake, isn't it? Hello, Dave. Dave's joined us. How are you, sir? Oh, what's a brand new one by the look of it? It's a little richer, doesn't it? Nice one. Everyone's having a good chat there. That's brilliant. Nice to see you all chatting away with each other. Right. Should already be able to give these another coat, so I'm going to get straight on with that. And that does look a lot richer, does that? Obviously, with this being the first colour and it's going to be getting covered up around the edges with the darker blue there, I'm not worried about going outside the lines, so to speak. At the moment, I'm just concentrating on painting it all up before the paint dries out. Try and bring it a little bit closer to camera. Sorry, I didn't realise. Obviously, I'm paying attention to what I'm painting. I'm looking at, not looking at the screen. Oh, that's part of the 3D printing thing. Okay, pop that back down. Should be that done now. That colour. Where's the chat at? Where's the chat at? Dave came in. We said hello to him, didn't we? I think I missed something Martin said. There we go. After my job all week, going to your shop, Gareth, is therapy. Thank you. And it looks like Ben agrees, bless him. Although next Saturday might not be going. Oh, you're going to the comic event in Huddersfield. Lovely. I hope you have a nice time. Dave's all right. How am I? I'm great. Is this for Martin? How did you know? Yes, this is for Martin. It's one that he bought off eBay as a 3D printed one, as he said there. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Wasn't that Clive Anderson? Yeah, it's an old song, was that? It was used in, was it Twins? The Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito film? I did paint a Cosmic Toy Man for you. That's probably the last time I painted anything this kind of size as well. The chat is here. Excellent. I'm so glad that the chat is here. So what do we go with next? There's an awful lot of blue to do, isn't there, on a yak face? So, shall I tackle the blue? Yeah, let's tackle the blue. So, legs. In fact, legs, everything except the head, isn't it, the blue? Let's see what this is like. I'm wondering if I can use it straight from the pot. Or does it need a bit of water in it? That's a brand new paint as well, is this one. Look at that. Never been opened before. You see? You see? Never been opened before. You can just see it splitting as I'm opening it. Oh, that is a nice colour. It's got a bit of a green tinge to it. I'm not sure about that actually, now I've seen it. Let's just take a little bit of it, paint his back of one of his legs and see what we think. Might be able to just mix a little bit of blue in with it to make it work. Let's go down here. That's going to need a larger splodge than that. Obviously, we're going over quite a light colour, aren't we, with this? You know what? It's not a million miles away. I'm going to use that as a base coat at the very least. I can always go over it with another colour afterwards. So that's the plan. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. I think this might need a good 3 coats anyway because it's going over such a light colour. Like how they've even replicated the mould line around the legs. Well, all the way around it. I'm noticing it on the legs now, but it's on every piece. Ooh, wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Cut one. Ooh, ooh. Other side. What's the camera saying? Chat saying. Oh, good call, good luck. Wobble wobble, yeah. This looks awesome. This will look awesome in my display, I'm sure. Well, we'll see, won't we? Don't speak too soon, Martin. Don't speak too soon. Could end up looking absolutely terrible. I hope it doesn't. Oh, did we know that he had pockets on the bottom of his legs? I never noticed that before. Pockets on the bottom of his legs. I weren't sure if I was going to do this tonight or tomorrow night, you know. And I was very, very tired this afternoon, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll be best leaving it for tomorrow night because I might not be in the mood. And then I thought, you know what, I'm tired every night. If I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. So I thought, you just set it up and go with it. Blue on his arms. Obviously not his hands. Okay. So this is where I've got to be a little bit more careful now, isn't it? I mean, one good thing as well, because you're kind of trying to replicate that Kenner style. Theirs was never the best paintwork. Paintwork? That's not a word, is it? You know what I mean. It could be a little bit blobby sometimes. It would sometimes go outside the lines. That's not me trying to explain that I'm doing it deliberately if I end up making a mistake. If I do make a mistake, I'll try and correct it. I think what I'm trying to say is that none of them were ever perfect. Um, there aren't. Drink. Never knew that. I'm guessing that's the pockets. Yeah. Have confidence, it'll look good. I've seen your painting skills, Gareth. They are great. This is different though. It's weird when you're painting Warhammer miniatures, which are this big. You spend a lot more time, you put a lot more attention to it, and then you screw it up and you have to start again, which is why you spend a lot more time doing it. With this, you're a lot more free with the brush, shall we say, because it's so big, and it's not necessarily about the detail on these. I mean, look at that. It's just block colours. There's no detail painted on it at all. The nearest to detail is the eyes. And even that's just a black blob. So yeah, there's no detail on these whatsoever. So yeah, it should have it done in an hour. We'll see, won't we? We'll see. Famous last words. In fact, I should be washing my brush right now. I've just put a blob of paint on it. Ugh. That's a mistake a lot of people make as well. They think that they only need to wash their brush when they're changing colours. No, the paint does dry in your brush, in the bell of the brush. So you do need to wash the brush just to get that paint out before it dries. So it'll damage the brush and then it affects your paint. I didn't actually fully catch up with the Chapman, didn't I? I'm ignorant, says Dave, about this. Is the Yak a Star Wars? Yes, it's a Star Wars. Not a mad Star Wars fan like you a lot did enjoy the original trilogy, though. It's from the original trilogy, is this? Martin's mainly an original trilogy fan. Why is Yak 3D print? Is there a super rare original? Yeah, the original's quite hard to find. It's not. To be honest with you, you look on eBay any day and you'll find 50 of them. It's not that particularly hard, but it's got this this legend of being hard to find and rare, so it becomes expensive. There's for that in this condition. I've got one in the shop at £350. This one would be probably about the same. It's got a little bit of wear on the hands there, but a mint one you could pay up to £500 for. So yeah, Martin got this 3D print for £15, and he's paying me £250 to paint it, which is quite nice of him, isn't it? He doesn't know it yet. Well, he does now. Peaky! Hello! We haven't seen you for a while. How you doing, mate? Have you ever used glow-in-the-dark paints? No, I've not seen any. I've got some fluorescent paints which react like glow-in-the-dark under UV, but I've not seen any glow-in-the-dark paints. What do you wash your brush with? Water. I just have a tub of, well, it's now dirty water, but it's just a yogurt pot with water in. You love that, You love the fact that you're going to be paying $250 for this. Excellent. You know, ladies and gentlemen, he was actually going to buy the one that I've got in the shop for £350 a couple of weeks ago. And I knew that he had this. And I think it's just a case of he couldn't be bothered painting it. And I think the fact that there was one right there under his nose was tempting him. I talked him out of buying it. And once I'd successfully talked him out of buying it, I said, look, if you want me to paint the one that you've got, I will do, if you let me do it as a live stream. So that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I suppose it also works as a thank you for him being a damn good customer for an awful lot of years. Although there was a few years break, wasn't there, Martin? But you came back with a lot of gusto. And Martin, Mario, just in case you were thinking it might have, when I told you I wash my brush with water, that it might have been a silly question. It's not, because these are water-based paints that I use, so you can use water to wash them. But say if I was using enamel paints rather than acrylics, then you'd need to use a brush cleaner. You'd need, well, they actually sell brush cleaner. I don't know what the solution's called, but there's also white spirits, obviously, that you can use as well, or a mix with it. But there are people that actually, if they get expensive brushes, I do have some, but I tend not to use them because they are quite expensive. If you get expensive brushes, what some people do is they will they get a certain kind of soap, and they'll wash it in the water, then they'll soap it all up, and they'll get the brush head all in the soap, and then they'll wash it off, and they'll do that a few times because it also conditions the brush. Yeah, I've never done that. I've never felt the need to do that. To be honest with you, I get cheap brushes so that when they start getting into bad state, I can throw them away and just move on to other cheap brushes. All right, let's do his bum and his crotch. So yeah, it wasn't a silly question, to be fair. Sorry, I've moved it away from the camera again, haven't I? Although I suppose it's more important that I'm comfortable painting it. It's a little bit messy in this area. Sorry, yeah, in this area here, it's a little bit messy where it's been taken off the 3D printing supports. It could have done with a sand, to be fair. A file down, and I meant to do it, but then I forgot. But I'm speaking for Martin here. I don't think he's going to mind. I think he'll just be quite happy with it. And also, we're not trying to make a fake figure. We just want a representation of it on the shelf, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Martin. I'm going to have to put that upside down on the thing now. So where's that blob of blue tack? No. There we are. Now I've got to go through them all again and give them another coat. Oh, it's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Right, let's catch up on that live chat. Just considering asking you to make my willy glow. I don't know about glow, but I could make it grow for you if you like. Peaky says he's been good, just taking a break from content before I shift to Twitch. But I've missed your face. Well, I'm sorry you can't see it right now. Bargain. Nearly had that. Yes, you did nearly buy it, didn't you? Thanks, Gareth. He says Martin. It's appreciated. Yes, I certainly did, and so glad I did. That's him coming back, by the way. Joshy, I've missed you. Oh, cuddles all round. Mario didn't know what paint I was using on the figure. Yeah, it's mostly the Citadel Warhammer stuff. It's what I've got loads of. It's a nice enough finish for these. Highs. This is fun though. Is it fun? Watching me do stuff like this? Okay. We're completely happy with this, Gareth, and it'll look great. Excellent. Once I've done, I will send you some detailed, proper nice pictures through to the group chats, and you can all have a look at them. I did the legs first, didn't I? So we'll go with the legs again. Really is incredible how quickly this paint dries. One thing I will say about this paint though is it's not tough. It's not extremely resilient. So if you were to catch it with something sharp like your nail or anything like that, it would probably scratch off. Even though I'm painting inside the legs here, if you were to move them on the body, then where they're touching each other, it would scratch off. So yes, this is an articulated figure, but once it's painted and assembled, I wouldn't recommend you move the arms or legs because chances are you'll scratch the paint off. So that is one thing to bear in mind. And I learnt that the hard way, didn't I, Mario, with the figure that I painted for you? Painted, because that one was an assembled figure. It wasn't like this. It wasn't in parts. And painted it all up. Then I moved the arms and the legs so that I could get in between and fill in the bits. And then when I put the legs back down, the arms back down, it scratched all the paint off. So I had to smooth it down and paint it again. Sadly, I was worried about it being a bit green, this. That's not an issue at all. The problem is it's a little too dark. And you'll see that when it's all done. And I'm not sure. I don't think white, putting a drop of white in it would work. Blobbed. That'll do. So what's everybody been up to today then? I've been at work myself. Yeah, of course, it's a Wednesday. Everyone's going to be saying the same thing, aren't they? They've been working. Working. Yeah, Dave straight in there. Yeah, work. Work, says Ben. Thankfully, this yak face won't be doing handstands. Fair enough. Someone needs to get the Warriors a virtue license and update the figures in 7-inch scale. Maybe McFarlane or Necker. They would definitely have one whole customer. And it would only be the one, wouldn't it? I'll completely be happy with this, Gareth. It'll look great. Oh, bless you. Work in this heat. Time to clean this brush up, I think. Yeah, I've been working. I managed to get a few things on the website again. What was it today? Some carded Doctor Who figures. I think it was only a handful of things, to be fair. Yeah, I say carded. They don't come on cards. They come in clamshell packaging, but they're sealed anyway. So yeah, I think it was just 4 of those that I got on the website today. But I'm very near my limit, so I actually went through and I was looking for stuff that needed removing from the website, and I was taking loads of stuff off. So that's what I was doing today. In between serving customers, of course. Doing it again, aren't I? I'm a mile away from the blooming camera. What do you reckon to the AI thumbnail that I created for this video, for this live stream? It's the first time that I've used ChatGPT. Asked it to create me a thumbnail of me painting a vintage Yak Face action figure, vintage Star Wars Yak Face action figure. And that's what it gave me. So I provided it with a picture of an actual Yak Face figure and said, can you change the figure in the hand to that, but leave everything else the same? And it said, yes, of course I can do that. And it took 25 minutes then for it to tell me that no, actually, it couldn't do that because it would be in breach of copyright. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. It said, however, if you would like, we could offer to give you an inspired one. I thought, well, isn't that what you've just given me? I thought, well, let's see what it gives me. So I agreed. And then about half an hour later, it turned around and said, oh, we can't do that because that's in breach of copyright as well. I'm like, you offered it. This was your proposition. Mario's working now. Oh, wow, you're working late. I was outside emptying a 40-foot container. Wow. Bless you. At least you got to experience some wonderful sunshine. Josh was surprised to find those McFarlane figures in B&M. Yeah, those are the statues, the Marvel statues. I was really surprised at that. Because I've not been out long. Ben, hello. How are you, sir? Apologies, Gareth. I thought to say hello, but I have visitors to catch up on your stream. No problem. You don't need to apologise. It's nice just to know that you're thinking of me. No, don't worry about that at all. Enjoy when you catch up tomorrow. It might be a bit boring, though. It was in a loud weaving shed. Really, really hot. To say it's AI, it's not bad. Yeah, I was quite pleased with it, to be honest with you. I just would have liked the figure to look more like, well, to look more like that. But it is what it is. I think it does what it's does what I need it to do. So I'm not going to complain. I'll use it, as indeed I have. Right. That's what I should have done. That would have scared some customers off. I should have put my headphones on and listened to some music, and I could have sung along to that music with my horrible voice for you lot to listen to. You'd have loved that, wouldn't you? You would. You'd have loved that. I've just gone and got some paint on there. Oh, look at that. I've gone and got some paint on there. Yeah. Instead of talking about it, Gareth, try and wash it off. Nope, not in the sheet. I'm not. I see what the finished product is like. I had the paintbrush in my mouth. What I actually said was, I will see what the finished product is like. Right, everything's now had 2 coats, hasn't it? Yeah. Does it need a third? I don't think that does, you know. That wasn't even on camera, was it? Yeah, I don't think that needs a third. What do you think, Martin? It's a lot darker. Is it acceptable, or do you want me to try and get it lighter? Or should I paint the grey first, and then we can make decisions from there, can't we? Oh, you think it's looking good? Okay, I'll put that on the screen just so that anyone watching back that's not in the live chat, they can see that I'm not making that up. Do you think yaks like Indian food? I think yaks probably eat Indians as food. Okay, let's great. You know, I'm going to try a bit of the same yellow. I was thinking brown, but I think if I was to mix a bit of yellow in that, we might get the brown. Let's see. Let's see. Paint first and see. Not what. Hey, look at that! What he's saying. Paint first, then see what you think. Meaning me. This is his figure. It's what you think, Martin. Not me. Good deal of it. I'm not going to make the same mistake as before. I should have painted it all bright pink with yellow spots. Blobby, blobby, blobby! And then just giving him it on Saturday to see what he thinks. And he was laughing before I said that. You know what? That's damn close. That's very, very close. The camera's sort of like showing it lighter than what it actually is. I think that's because of the wet reflecting. Let's paint a boot. Let's paint a boot and see how it goes. Oh, I better close up all the paint, Hunter, before it dries out. All the paint in the lid has already dried out. Oh dear. That's not bad at all, if I do say so myself. Hmm. That's not far off, isn't that, you know? That's really not far off at all. I'm quite excited to see what this is going to look like when it's all put together, to be honest. I think I've put it on a little too thick there. Let's try and spread some of it out. Martin is too. If it doesn't work out, just spray it all gold. Should do that with a Max Rebo. Yeah, I know what you mean now, don't you? Paint it pink with yellow spots. Or a jabber. Can you hear my concentration? Because this is where it matters now. You know, Martin, I know that this week is not Craig's visit. For anyone who's wondering what the hell I'm talking about, Craig is a friend of Martin's, and he calls in the shop with Martin every 2 weeks. And he was just in this week, so this coming week is not his week that is due. But I think when Martin tells him that he's going to be picking this up, he might try and make it his week because he'll want to see it. Unless he gets you to take it into work to show him. Hello, Steve. How are you, sir? Amaretto and chat. I like that. I've texted him this is happening tonight. Who is Amaretto? It's his friend in his glass. Speaking of drink, oh, that's nice. I'm on Jack Daniel's Fire and Coke tonight. And it's bloody lovely. Probably should have washed this brush by now. I'll wait until I'm nearly done, don't I? Numpty. Numpty? Glad you're not painting your original yak. What you mean? This chap here. I've got him there for reference to compare the colours with. Now, none of these, you've only just joined us, so I will say for anyone else who's just joined as well, none of these colours are absolutely spot on, but they are very, very close. And if Martin's not happy, I'm happy to revisit this. Looks like I've missed a little bit there. Mind you, it's only had one coat, hasn't it, this? So, yeah. Shan't worry just yet. Right, how do I put this down? That should be okay now. And give these another coat. Not convinced they actually need it, but right, where are we with the chats? Freezing spell checker, Gareth. What? Amaretto is Steve's pet name for Gareth. No one else can use it. That could well be the case. That could be the case. Bought a 3D printed Street Hawk to paint up myself. Got the bike done, but not Jesse, the rider. Oh, well, you get round to it. I'm not doing it. For the next live stream, I would like to see Gareth making coconut macaroons from scratch. You're going to have to keep wanting because that's not happening. No coconut content in this one for you. No, certainly isn't. Is this in 1/18 scale? So I thought it might look good with all the cars on display. And it's 3 3/4 inches. So yeah, that would technically make it 1/18 scale with that. Yeah. Although we did have a conversation about this, didn't we, Dave? Not all 1/18 scales are 1/18 scale. Does that need... I did go over this a couple of times, didn't I? Does that need another coat? I'm not convinced it does, but... Just give it a quick once over. I won't go right up to the edges there. Because I think that's kind of well covered, is that? That's quite alright, actually. So that's, in theory, that just leaves his eyes, doesn't it? Unless I decide to do something with the skin, because it is looking a little pale. Yeah. Yeah, almost looks white, actually, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll do something with the skin. see what I've got. Screaming Skull. That's a lot. Water here is that? It's a layer. That's right. It's a layer. All the other colours I've used so far are what they call base layers. So they put on first, and then you pick out your detail or add highlights and whatnot with a lighter colour. Obviously, you don't do that with these because there's no highlights on them. It's just solid block colour. Most of the fully articulated ones are actually 1/17. So is that Yak painted up for Martin? Yeah, this is actually Martin's figure that he bought off eBay, and I talked him out of buying an original Yak Face a couple of weeks ago in the shop, and I said that if you want, though, I will paint you yours up if you like, because he's had this a while now and he's never got round to painting it. Oh, it's another brand new paint, is this? Oh, you know what? I think a bit of that and a bit of this, and we're spot on. Oh, blimey, I think that's just about perfect, is that colour I've just mixed. No, you can't see it. Bring it forward so you can. So I've just mixed that. I think it's just about spot on. So we'll start with the head, I think. This is going to take a few coats, I think. And I know at the beginning I did say that I weren't going, well, I might not need to paint the flesh. But now that I've done all the rest, I'm not happy unless I do. Yeah, I'd say that looks a lot better painted. Where are we at with the live chat? Let's see. Oh, I left that chat that on there, didn't I? It's a 3D printed one, cheap one off eBay. Yeah, cool. Can't believe Gareth talked you out of an original. I know. I'm just, I know that Martin's not bothered about having the original in his collection. It was just there, and he had the money at the time, and I think it was like, oh, should I? And when I pointed out he could get more, he already had this to paint, when I pointed out that he could get more figures that he's missing from his collection, rather than just spending it all on a yak face, I think he realised that was right. And I'm not here just to rob people of, or not rob people of money, but to take everyone's money. I always recommend what I think is best for each particular buyer. I'm nice like that, you see. It's very kind of you to do this, Gareth. 12 hand jobs and a blower is a very fair price. Steve, I was close to buying it, but bought loads of other vintage figures instead. Yes, he did. And he didn't even spend half of what he would have done on the yak face. I'm looking for a 3D printed dormant volcano to fly the new radio-controlled Airwolf out of for our chat. Have you not heard of CGI? Just film the video and then ask AI to do the rest. You do realise, Martin, you will need an original to stand next to that 3D. Maybe one day. Yes, it's a more viable option for him, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Now, I know layer paint can take a little longer to dry. But that looks okay to me to give it a second coat. But I think for the second coat, I'm actually going to pop it in, can I? Yeah, I think I can handle that. Okay. Let's do this a little bit more visibly on camera for Martin's benefit, shall we? I'd best do it that way, hadn't I? Get a look at that. Get in there. Get in there. Am I going to use a satin varnish to finish? I don't have any. I did get some once for a statue that I painted for someone for a Christmas present. I did a Darth Revan statue about so big. Absolutely fantastic. Sprayed it with the satin varnish and it just ruined the colours. So I've never used it since. I threw that away. So no, I don't have it. But if anyone else has some, or Martin wants to try it himself, is more than welcome to. You guys can't see the smile on my face. I am beaming here. I seem to have a habit of leaving Steve's comments up on the screen. That's great. Hello, Joe. How are you, sir? Did I like your pictures? What was the last that you sent me? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Let's see if I can. I don't think I've. No, I don't have them on my computer, do I? Let's show up. He's talking about this. He's made some things. Come on, catch up. There we are. Everybody listen, I'm Moan Man and I'm here to ruin your day. Now who wants soup? Take this, sweet, sweet justice. And now with nuts. Which is apparently a banter. And some nuts, apparently. Next time, remind me to keep the team to a minimum. A minimum. Oh, come on. Without me, who'd keep the company? Compliment. What? I'm reading this upside down. Commentary alive. I think he means commentary. And then that as well. Which I'm not quite sure what that is. It's some version of Optimus Prime and I don't know, some Cobra thing, is it? Yeah. So there we are. I don't know, but he sent me them through ChatGPT. Apparently, that's how I made it. So don't spray them. Use a Vallejo and paint the varnish on. It protects the paint and you get a nice look. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, I don't have any. Feel free to send me some. I've seen one guy paint a satin finish on and it looked a milky white and then it dried shiny. All right, okay, that's interesting. Thundercats, Moon Man. Okay, that didn't quite work, did it? I'm glad you're enjoying this. Oh, I am. I'm loving it. The gallery of the biscuit is called Biscuit Boy. Okay. Cobra Commander in Megatron's head. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, fair enough. Was it really varnish? Yeah, it might have been something else that was splattered on there, mightn't it? Right, well, I'm going to assemble now. I need to have it facing me. Sorry, I would have liked to have done it nicely on camera. I see what I mean. I've just got a little bit of that on the top of the leg there. Ugh. Could just about touch it up though, I think. I think I could touch that up for you, Martin. Would you like me to touch it up for you, Martin? Oh, look at that! Let's bring the original in. So yes, there is very obviously a difference. But that ain't bad, I don't think. I need to do the eyes. I need to do the eyes. It is dry. It is dry, Steve. It is dry. And in all fairness, the thumbprints will be nothing when compared to the print lines from the 3D print. I'm not going to know which one to give him on that. Right, let's see if I can do... I need to touch up the top of that leg, don't I? And try not to get... Oh, I think I have a thinner brush here. Ever so slightly. Yeah, you can't see where it's scratched off a little bit anyway, so that's okay. A bit of black for those eyes, eh? And then I think we're done. It's looking awesome. It's not going to get much better now, apart from eyes. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Ben. I thought the 3D printer was a bigger version than the original. Looks pretty much the same size. It is. It is the same size. Now, this is where I'm going to end up making an absolute mess. I'm not confident with that. I'm not confident with that. Oh, you know, I'm really not feeling it with this. It's just the same as the original, yeah. There's a little curl in that brush that I'm not liking. There's no way the camera will pick it up, but right at the very tip of it, just curving off ever so slightly, like one hair, one bristle. That's a bit better. Yeah. Splodge. I haven't put enough paint on, actually. That is around about as good as you're going to get. From me. There we go. There we have it. It's looking good, looking really nice. Excited, giddy smiles. This is where Yak ends up with Batman eyes. Looking awesome, can't wait to see this on Saturday. Wow. Thank you. Well, there you are. Thank you for providing this with me, this to me, Martin, so that I could create this live stream. I do have one other that he's provided, which is EV99. That might be a bit boring since it's all one colour with just a couple of spots of detail, but we'll see. That might make for not a very uninteresting live stream, so I might not do that one. But I know he does have more, and there's other projects that I want to get on with myself, so I would like to do something like this again. Maybe not a figure, but maybe something else. So yeah, Martin, are you happy with this, sir? Will this fill the hole in your collection for now? Eh? Not this one. This one's mine. What do we think? Yet another Do It in Cosmic Toys branded colours. Yeah, that's a good idea. All red, white, and black. Very happy with it. Excellent. I'm pleased to hear that, Martin. Great content. I don't know about that. So yeah, no. Thank you all for watching as well. Let's which way around is it? Oh, I'm going to need to put some lights on. You can't see me. There we go. That way, isn't it? There we go. Hello, chaps. Chaps and chapettes, if there's any chapettes in the chat. I don't think there is there? Yeah. Hello! Yeah, it was good fun, that. I enjoyed it. What time are we on? So I've done it in an hour and 3/4. That's not bad, is it? An hour and 3/4. 2 hours if you count the time I took this morning to prime it as well. So yeah, I'm... Yak's to the left of me, Yak's to the right. Stuck in the middle with Yak. I had to do it. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's been a while since I did something like this. Far too long. What's chat saying? Also, the guy with the grasses is sarcastic, man. Well, I'm sarcastic. I am very sarcastic. Gareth is going to sell it in the shop as an original. It ain't that good. I reckon you can sell them in various wacky colours, to be fair. Toy collectors buy any old crap. Don't we just? Yeah. Yeah, we do. There's me with bright green, day-glow green Boba Fett. Pink, fluorescent pink Darth Maul. Holographic blue Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yes, us collectors will buy any old crap. And I think that's an excellent note to end this on. Hold them behind your back and let Martin pick a hand. No, because he might pick the right one. Right then, chaps. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to have to go and clear all this mess up now. So take care, everyone. And I think I'm gone. Yeah. Bye-bye. If it'll work. I clicked wrong thing.